Funny, isn't it? How one click of a button made them feel so powerful. One swipe, one block, one silent removal from their carefully curated existence. They sat there, finger hovering over your name, and thought, this will hurt them, this will break them, this will teach them that I have the power here. And then they pressed delete. They erased you, like you were nothing, like you were a typo in their story. Like the years, the moments, the sacrifices, the late nights you spent holding their broken pieces together meant absolutely nothing. They looked at everything you were to them and decided it was disposable, deletable, forgettable. But here's what they didn't understand. Here's what their arrogant little minds couldn't possibly comprehend. Here's the cosmic joke that's about to unfold in ways that will make them wish they'd never learned your name in the first place. You can't delete what the universe has written in permanent ink. You see, they thought they were removing you from their life. They thought they were taking control. They thought they were the ones holding the eraser, deciding what stays and what goes. But what they didn't realize, what they couldn't possibly fathom in their shallow understanding of how existence actually works, is that the universe was watching. The cosmos was taking notes. And the moment they pressed that button, the moment they decided you were worthless enough to discard, they triggered something they cannot undo. They didn't delete you from their life. They deleted themselves from protection. They removed themselves from grace. They erased their own safety net and didn't even know it. Because you beautiful, discarded, underestimated soul, you were the blessing they didn't recognize. You were the shield they didn't deserve. You were the anchor keeping their chaotic existence from spinning into the void. And they threw you away like trash on collection day. So now the universe is collecting, not from you. Oh no, from them. Let me explain something about cosmic mathematics that they'll never teach you in school. When someone removes genuine love from their life, when someone discards authentic loyalty, when someone deletes a soul that was placed in their path for their protection and growth, the universe doesn't just shrug and move on. It recalibrates. It adjusts. It balances. And balance. My friend, balance is a brutal accountant. Every ounce of warmth you gave them that they rejected, the universe is withdrawing warmth from their life at compound interest. Every moment of peace you offered that they spat on, peace is evacuating their existence like rats fleeing a sinking ship. Every opportunity for growth you represented that they deleted, watch their opportunities start disappearing one by one, like lights going out in a building that's about to be condemned. They thought they were punishing you. They were signing their own eviction notice from abundance. Right now, right this very moment, while you're sitting there wondering why it still hurts, while you're questioning your worth because someone decided you weren't enough, the universe is already at work. It's not dramatic. It's not loud. There's no thunder or lightning announcing what's coming for them. That's not how cosmic justice operates. It's quiet. It's slow. It's thorough. It starts with little things they won't even notice at first. A friendship that suddenly feels distant. An opportunity that falls through for no apparent reason. A phone that stops ringing with good news. A sleep that becomes harder to find. A joy that starts feeling hollow. A success that tastes like cardboard. They'll brush it off at first. Coincidence, they'll say. Bad luck, they'll mutter. Just a rough patch, they'll convince themselves. But it's not coincidence, it's consequence. The universe is methodically, systematically, patiently removing itself from their corner. Not as punishment, not as revenge, but as simple cause and effect. They rejected a blessing, so blessings are rejecting them. They deleted love, so love is deleting them. They removed you from their story, so the universe is removing them from the stories that matter. And here's the part that should make you smile through whatever tears you've been hiding. They can't stop it. They can't undo it. They can't call you back and reverse the cosmic sequence they've initiated. Because even if they unblock you, even if they reach out with some pathetic excuse for an apology, even if they try to restore what they deleted, the universe has already recorded their choice. The ledger has already been marked. The calculation has already begun. You are a test. And they failed spectacularly. The universe sends certain people into our lives not just for love or companionship, but as examinations of character, tests of worthiness, trials to see if we recognize treasure when it's standing right in front of us. Some people pass these tests. They cherish what they're given. They protect what's precious. They honor the souls that cross their path. And some people delete the exam and think they've outsmarted the teacher. But you can't outsmart the teacher when the teacher is existence itself. Do you want to know what's happening to them right now? Do you want to know what they're experiencing while you're sitting there feeling discarded and worthless? They're feeling empty. Not the kind of empty they expected to feel when they removed you. Not the relieved empty of finally being free from whatever burden they convinced themselves you were. No, this is a different empty. This is the kind of empty that creeps in at 3 a.m. when distractions stop working. The kind of empty that sits in their chest during perfectly fine moments and whispers something's wrong, something's missing. The kind of empty that makes them scroll through their phone looking for something they can't name, reaching for a feeling they can't find, searching for a warmth that used to be there but isn't anymore. That's you. That's your absence. That's your absence. That's the space where you used to live in their life, now hollowed out and echoing with nothing but their own terrible decision. They thought deleting you would create space for something better. They thought your removal would open doors to upgrades, improvements, a life without whatever inconvenience they decided you represented. Instead, they created a void, and voids don't fill easily. Voids attract darkness. Voids echo with regret. Voids grow. Every person they try to replace you with will feel wrong. Not obviously wrong at first, but there'll be moments, small moments, where they catch themselves thinking this isn't quite right, where they feel a flicker of something that used to be present but isn't anymore, where they reach for a depth that isn't there, a loyalty that doesn't exist, a love that doesn't feel the same. Because it's not the same. It will never be the same. It will never be the same. What long? What you offered them was rare. Not because you're perfect, not because you're some flawless angel without fault, but because you were real. You were genuine. You were there for reasons that had nothing to do with what you could get and everything to do with who you are. And they deleted that. They deleted real in a world full of fake. They deleted depth in an ocean of shallow. They deleted loyalty in an era of convenience. The universe doesn't forgive that kind of stupidity. Not because the universe is cruel, but because the universe is precise. It gives you exactly what you deserve based on how you treat what you're given. Treat blessings like burdens. You get more burdens. Treat gifts like garbage. The garbage is coming. Treat love like it's disposable. Watch how quickly everything you love starts disposing of you. Now let's talk about you. let's talk about what's actually happening on your end of this cosmic equation. Because while they're busy experiencing the slow withdrawal of universal favor, something else is happening to you. Something you might not have noticed yet because you're too focused on the pain of being deleted, too caught up in the hurt of being discarded. You're being repositioned. Well, the universe isn't just removing them from your story. It's removing you from a story that was too small for who you're becoming. It's extracting you from a chapter that would have held you back, weighed you down, kept you playing small when you were meant to expand into something they couldn't have handled anyway. Their deletion wasn't rejection. It was redirection. It was redirection. They didn't remove you because you weren't enough. They removed you because you were too much, too real for their fake, too deep for their shallow, too permanent for their temporary, too evolved for their stagnation. The universe used their cruelty as a relocation service. Think about it. Really think about it. Would you want to stay in a story where you could be deleted? Would you want to remain in a life where your presence was so undervalued that one moment of their mood could erase years of your loyalty? Would you want to build anything meaningful with someone who sees the delete button as an option for dealing with human beings who love them? No. You deserve better. And the universe knows that even when you don't. So it used their hands to free you. It used their cruelty to liberate you. It used their delete button to launch you into the next chapter of your existence, where people don't even know where the delete button is, because it would never occur to them to look for it. Right now, while you're healing, while you're processing, while you're wondering why this happened, doors are being prepared for you. Not the doors they closed. Better doors. Bigger doors. Doors that lead to rooms you couldn't have entered while you were still tied to someone who would delete you. You had to be released to be received. You had to be rejected there to be accepted somewhere better. You had to be deleted from their small story to be written into a bigger one. But they're stuck. They're stuck in the story they thought they were improving by removing you. They're stuck with the consequences of treating the universe's gift like it was their garbage. They're stuck watching their life slowly drain of the very things your presence was magnetizing toward them. Because here's something they really didn't understand. You weren't just a person in their life. You were a frequency. Your presence raised their vibration. Your energy attracted opportunities to their sphere. Your love was creating a protective field around their chaotic existence that they mistook for their own luck, their own charm, their own magnetism. It wasn't theirs. It was yours. And they deleted it. Now they're operating at their own frequency, their actual frequency, without the boost of your presence, without the elevation of your energy, without the protection of your love. And their actual frequency? It's lower than they realized. Much lower. Low enough that things that used to work for them stop working. Low enough that people who used to stay start leaving. Low enough that luck that used to find them starts looking the other way. Low enough that the universe starts treating them exactly as they treated you. Disposable. Deletable. Forgettable. Forgettable. Lightable Hubble. This is cosmic poetry in motion. They thought they were writing you out of their story. They're being written out of the story of abundance, connection, love, opportunity, and everything else that made their life feel worthwhile. The universe is a mirror. And they just reflected themselves into a corner they can't click out of? Now I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking this sounds too good to be true. You might be thinking that maybe they're fine. Maybe they're thriving. Maybe deleting you was the best decision they ever made. Maybe their social media shows a happy life. Maybe mutual friends report that everything's great. Let me tell you something about appearances. Let me tell you something about the performance people put on when they're crumbling inside. The louder they broadcast their happiness, the more they're trying to convince themselves it exists. The more they show off their new life, the more they're trying to prove they made the right choice. The more they perform contentment, the more the emptiness is eating them alive. Because real happiness doesn't need an audience. Real peace doesn't require proof. Real contentment doesn't perform. If they were truly thriving after deleting you, you wouldn't hear about it. They wouldn't need to broadcast it. They'd be too busy actually living it to curate it for public consumption. But they're not living it. They're performing it, and performances are exhausting. Eventually the mask slips. Eventually the act breaks. Eventually the reality of what they did catches up with the fantasy they're projecting. And when that moment comes, and it will come, they'll realize that all the energy they spent pretending to be okay could have been spent actually being okay, which would have required keeping you instead of deleting you. But it's too late now. The delete button doesn't have an undo, not in cosmic terms. They can try to reach out. They probably will, eventually. When the emptiness gets loud enough, when the void gets cold enough, when the absence of your presence becomes more painful than whatever petty reason they deleted you in the first place. They'll craft some message, something that sounds like acknowledgement without being an apology, something that opens a door without admitting they slammed it, something that reaches for your warmth without admitting they're freezing. And that's when you get to decide. That's when the power shifts completely. Because here's what they don't know yet. By the time they reach out, you won't be the person they deleted anymore. You'll be the person who survived being deleted. You'll be the person who transformed in the fire of their rejection. You'll be the person who used their cruelty as fuel for evolution. They can't even comprehend. The person they deleted is gone. And the person you've become, that person doesn't fit into their small story anymore. That person doesn't need their validation anymore. That person has been repositioned so far beyond their reach that their attempt to reconnect will feel like someone from a past life trying to claim relevance in your present. You'll look at their message, and you'll feel something they never anticipated. Nothing. Not anger. Not satisfaction. Not vindication. Nothing. Because you'll have already moved so far beyond the hurt they caused that their existence will barely register in your emotional field. They'll be trying to re-enter a house you already moved out of, knocking on a door that leads to an empty room, calling a number that's been disconnected. And that nothing you feel? That's the real revenge. That's the cosmic completion. That's the universe's final joke on them. They deleted you thinking it would hurt you forever. Instead, it freed you completely. They deleted you thinking you'd spend your life wishing you were still in their story. Instead, you wrote a better story. They're not even a character in. They deleted you thinking they held the power. And now they're being deleted by forces that actually do. So let them press their little button. Let them feel their momentary power. Let them convince themselves they're in control of what stays and goes in this universe. Because the universe has a button too. And it's already been pressed. Their deletion is in progress. Not all at once. That would be too merciful. And slowly, systematically, thoroughly. Everything they thought they were building without you will start showing cracks. Everything they thought was stable will start shifting. Everything they thought was theirs will start slipping. And one day, one random day, when they're least expecting it, they'll wake up and realize they're alone, really alone. Not the alone they thought they wanted when they deleted you, the alone that echoes, the alone that haunts, the alone that makes them scroll through their phone looking for your name that isn't there because they removed it, searching for your warmth that doesn't exist anymore because they rejected it. They'll realize that in a world full of temporary people with convenient love and disposable loyalty, they had something real, and they threw it away. And they threw it away. They pressed delete, and now they're being deleted. Not by you, by everything. The universe always balances its books. Always. And you, my beautiful, deleted, underestimated, discarded, rising, evolving, transforming soul, you're about to be written into chapters they can't even imagine. While they fade, while they diminish, while they slowly become a cautionary tale about what happens when you delete what the universe sent to save you. You're becoming the story. They're becoming the warning, and that is cosmic poetry in its purest form.
People think something supernatural is guiding you. They look at your life, your progress, your survival, and they swear you must have help from somewhere beyond this world. They're convinced you have some kind of secret power, some invisible force that keeps pulling you out of storms that should have destroyed you. And honestly, you can't even blame them for thinking that way, because the way you rise, the way you move, the way you get back up after every setback, it doesn't make sense to them. It doesn't add up. It doesn't follow any logic they understand. They think something supernatural is guiding you, because they know deep down they couldn't walk through half the things you've walked through and still be standing. They would have crumbled. They would have given up. They would have folded the moment life got heavy. But you kept pushing. You kept fighting. You kept climbing out of holes nobody thought you'd escape. And when people see strength like that, they don't call it discipline. They don't call it resilience. They call it supernatural. They call it impossible. They call it something else must be helping them. The truth is, people don't understand how someone like you exists. Someone who gets hit with wave after wave but refuses to drown. Someone who carries the weight of betrayal, heartbreak, loss, and still manages to get up every day with purpose. They see that glow around you. They see that fire in you, and it scares them. Because they don't know where it comes from. They don't know how it keeps burning when they've done everything they can to put it out. You've been counted out so many times, they lost track. You've been pushed into corners where most people would have lost their mind. You've been surrounded by people who wanted nothing more than to see you completely collapse. And yet, every single time you found a way out, every single time you walked out looking stronger than before. That's why they think something supernatural is guiding you, because to them, no ordinary person could survive what you survived, let alone grow from it. People tried to study you. They tried to imitate you. They tried to copy your habits, your mindset, your discipline, but they couldn't keep up because they lack something you have. They don't know what it is, so they make up explanations. They think you're chosen by something, protected by something, followed by something. And they're not wrong. They're just misunderstanding the source. They don't see your prayers. They don't see your late night conversations with God. They don't see the tears you shed in silence, the battles you fought when no one was watching, the resistance you built by surviving things that should have broken you. They don't see the spiritual war you've been fighting behind the scenes. They just see the results. They see the blessings. They see the protection. And they assume you must have some supernatural force carrying you through life. And here's the part that shocks them the most. It wasn't you who asked for this level of protection. You were chosen for it. You were set apart long before these people even knew your name. You have a purpose they can't interfere with. You have a destiny no amount of jealousy, slander, or negativity can block. So when they see you rising, when they see you healing, when they see you winning, they think something supernatural is guiding you because they know they did everything in their power to stop you. And it still didn't work. They whispered about you. They lied about you. They mocked you. They threw spiritual attacks at you. Some of them even went as far as trying to manipulate you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. They wanted you confused. They wanted you lost. They wanted you broken beyond repair. They tried to interfere with your path, hoping you would slip into darkness, uncertainty, or hopelessness. But every time they tried to pull you down, something pulled you even higher. People don't understand that your connection is real. They don't understand that you were never alone in the battles they sent your way. They think you're lucky. They think you're blessed for no reason. They think you're just one of those people who land on their feet no matter what. But if they knew the truth, it would shake them to their core. Because the truth is, you are spiritually backed in ways they can't comprehend. You are divinely protected, divinely guided, divinely strengthened. That's why everything they plotted against you has fallen apart. That's why every trap they set for you ended up catching them instead. That's why every attempt to break you only made you more powerful. They thought you were just wandering through life blindly. They didn't realize you were walking with spiritual clarity. They didn't realize your steps were ordered. They didn't realize your path was already written and blessed. Some people really thought they could destroy you. They thought they could ruin your reputation, ruin your peace, ruin your future. They thought they could twist the energy around you. They thought they could play with your spirit and come out untouched. But what they didn't understand is that attacking someone who is spiritually protected is the fastest way to bring destruction onto themselves. Now, those same people are suffering. They're confused. They're scared. They're restless. They're dealing with consequences they never expected. They don't understand why their life is falling apart. They don't understand why things keep going wrong for them. They don't understand why every door they try to open slams in their face. But deep down, they know. They know they touched the wrong one. They know they interfered with someone who has divine backup. They know they came against someone who wasn't fighting alone. And that's why they think something supernatural is guiding you, because they see how everything they sent to destroy you ricocheted back and destroyed something in their own life. They see how nothing they did weakened you. They see how you're getting stronger while they're getting weaker. They see how your spirit is glowing while theirs is dimming. It terrifies them. It haunts them because they can't explain it. What they don't know is this: you weren't protected because you're perfect. You weren't protected because you're special in the way they think. You were protected because you stayed faithful. You remained humble. You remained obedient. You trusted something higher than yourself, even when everything around you looked hopeless. You kept your spirit clean. You kept your intentions pure. And because of that, every attack against you was blocked. reversed and exposed. And now people look at your life like a mystery. They look at your resilience like a miracle. They look at your blessings like magic. They think something supernatural is guiding you because they don't understand that when you walk with God, you walk with power. When you stay aligned with your purpose, you stay protected. When you're chosen, you're covered even in the middle of chaos. You survived everything they sent your way because God wasn't going to let them win. You rose from situations that were designed to break you because your story wasn't meant to end there. You healed from pain that should have left you permanently damaged because your spirit was never theirs to destroy. And now, the same people who tried to stop your path are the ones witnessing your elevation. They're watching your growth. They're watching your strength. They're watching your transformation. And deep down, they know you're not walking alone. They know you're being guided. They know something supernatural is leading you through every chapter of your life. And they will never understand it. They will never be able to explain it. All they can do is watch, wonder, and regret ever coming up against someone who was spiritually protected from the very beginning. Because in the end, you didn't survive by accident. You didn't rise by luck. You didn't win by coincidence. You are divinely guided, divinely defended, and divinely empowered. And that's why they think something supernatural is guiding you, because it is. And deep down, they know you were chosen long before they ever tried to destroy you. And let me tell you something else. The deeper you move into your purpose, the clearer it becomes who was truly against you. The clearer it becomes who was praying for your downfall, who was hoping you would lose your mind, who was pretending to support you while secretly rooting for your failure. These people can't stand the fact that you keep rising. They can't stand the fact that every closed door turns into an opportunity for you. They can't stand that you walk with a confidence they can't explain. They can't stand that your spirit refuses to break, no matter how much pressure they apply. They see you glowing in places they thought would destroy you. They see you thriving in environments they swore would crush you. They see you walking through battles that would have destroyed them. And that's why their minds go straight to the supernatural. Because in their world, nobody gets back up after that many hits. Nobody climbs after being knocked down that many times. Nobody stays sane after being betrayed that deeply. Nobody comes out of spiritual warfare with their heart still intact, their mind still clear, and their soul still anchored. They look at you and they don't see a survivor. They see something divine. They see something that doesn't fit in the natural world. They see someone who should have collapsed, but didn't. And their fear isn't just about your strength. Their fear is about your protection. Because when someone is protected the way you are, it means hurting you comes with consequences they can't control. They know they shouldn't have touched you. They know they shouldn't have lied on your name. They know they shouldn't have tried to embarrass you, sabotage you, manipulate you, or attack you. They know they played with the wrong soul. Because the moment they laid their hands on your spirit, their life started to unravel. Doors started closing. People turned their back on them. Opportunities dried up. Nothing they used to rely on works anymore. They thought coming against you would elevate them. Instead, it exposed them. It cursed them. It broke the parts of their life they were trying to hide. And now they're running around trying to figure out why everything is falling apart, why their relationships are crumbling, why their finances are sinking, why their peace is gone. But the truth is simple. They tried to interfere with someone who has divine assignments, someone who is spiritually guarded, someone who was never meant to fall into the traps they set. That's why they keep watching you. That's why they keep obsessing over your moves. That's why they can't stop checking up on you, even after pretending they don't care. Their fear is louder than their pride. They want to understand how you're still functioning. They want to understand why you look calm when your life should be chaotic. They want to understand why your spirit still feels unshaken. But what they don't understand is that you stopped relying on human strength a long time ago. You stopped walking in your own power. You've been walking in God's power. You've been guided by intuition, spirit, faith, and purpose. And that's why every season of your life makes sense, even when it looks confusing from the outside. You were pulled out of certain rooms because they weren't meant to hold your destiny. You were separated from certain people because they would have contaminated your future. You were broken out of certain situations because you would have stayed too long if everything felt comfortable. Every loss was a lesson. Every betrayal was redirection. Every breakdown was transformation. You were being moved, positioned, and prepared. And people watching from the outside think it's magic. They think it's luck. They think some mysterious force keeps clearing your path. But what they don't see is the spiritual discipline behind your strength. They don't see the nights you stayed awake asking God for clarity. They don't see the mornings you forced yourself to keep going even when your heart was heavy. They don't see the moments you almost gave up but didn't. They only see the light. They only see the progress. They only see the glow. They don't see the spiritual war you had to fight to get here, and that's why they misinterpret what's happening in your life. They think something supernatural is guiding you, and they're not wrong. But they think it's something dark, something forbidden, something mysterious. They don't understand that divine protection doesn't look like what they imagine. Sometimes divine protection looks like every plan against you failing. Sometimes divine protection looks like being pushed out of places you wanted to stay. Sometimes divine protection looks like being misunderstood, isolated, and underestimated. It doesn't always look like blessings. Sometimes it looks like battles. But the difference between you and the people who attacked you is simple. You didn't let bitterness guide you. You didn't let ego guide you. You didn't let revenge guide you. You moved with intention. You moved with spirit. You moved with purpose. And because of that, the supernatural force guiding you elevated you instead of destroying you. Now people are whispering about you. They're saying you have something they don't. They're saying you're chosen. They're saying you're spiritually blessed, spiritually protected, spiritually lifted. And they're right, but they don't realize that they could have been blessed too. They could have been protected too. They could have walked in their own purpose if they weren't so obsessed with blocking yours. They spent so much time competing with you that they stopped growing. They spent so much time gossiping about you that they stopped healing. They spent so much time watching your life that they forgot to live their own. And now they see where that path has led them. They see the darkness they invited into their own lives. They see the consequences of their choices. They see the karma hitting them from every angle, and they can't handle it. They can't comprehend it. They can't believe that everything they tried to send your way boomeranged back and landed on them. But you're rising. You're glowing. You're becoming the strongest version of yourself. And it's not because you're perfect. It's because you're aligned. You're spiritually aligned, mentally aligned, emotionally aligned. And when a person is aligned, no amount of darkness can overpower them. People think something supernatural is guiding you because it is, but it's not something hiding in the shadows. It's not something sinister. It's not something they need to fear. What they should fear is the fact that they underestimated the wrong person. They came against someone who has a purpose bigger than any plan they tried to set in motion. They came against someone whose life is spiritually protected from all angles. Your story is far from over. Your blessings are just beginning. Your protection will only get stronger. Your guidance will only get clearer. And the same people who doubted you will be forced to watch your elevation unfold right in front of them. They'll see you win. They'll see you rise. They'll see you step into everything that was meant for you. And there's nothing they can do about it. Because when God guides you, no enemy can stop you. No curse can touch you. No weapon can reach you. And that's why they think something supernatural is guiding you. Because they're finally realizing that you were never walking alone.